Hey guys, it's Jeremy here on Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What I think today, guys, is the next installment of my hard rock slash metal CD collection. I've been finally tackling this series. I'm just kind of going through a couple stacks of CDs at a time so the videos aren't too long. Kind of doing about 30 or 40 at a time. So let's jump right in, guys. This is part number 5. And if you missed the other 4 parts, if you're kind of new to the channel, definitely check out my playlist. You can see the other parts of my collection. They're not in any kind of order. They're not alphabeticalized or anything at the moment. Some of them are grouped by artist because I tried to organize them at one point, but they kind of got mixed up again. So you might not see all the ones from one artist I have, and you'll see a couple kind of sprinkled in later on. But it is what it is for now. Jump right in, guys. The first 2 here are from the same artist. Rise Against, pretty cool modern punk band. I had a couple of their albums on one of my previous videos. This was entitled Siren Song of Counterculture. Really good album. One of my favorites from them. It has a couple songs I really enjoy. I just like their sound. They're fun to listen to. And I probably listen to them once every month or two. Pretty solid band. And this is the other one, Endgame. One of the newer albums. Well, newish albums, relatively speaking. But pretty good stuff. This one's just kind of a basic digipack with the CD there on the side. Next, we got Destruction, Under Attack. More recent album from them, 2016. For some reason, I only have like 2 or 3 Destruction albums, the more recent ones. I definitely have to buy more of their older stuff. It's one of those bands I never got around to buying a lot of their albums. I'm not sure why, but I definitely have to buy more. Killer band from Germany, really good stuff. Next, we got probably the most underrated thrash band of all time, Death Angel, with Relentless Retribution. This one looks like it's kind of here by itself, but there's definitely more Death Angel down there, and I think I've done a few of them in my previous videos. But just a really solid band, great vocalist, great guitar playing, really tight band live. They sound perfect live, just like on the studio, and killer band. Next, we got one of my favorite thrash bands, Exodus. Blood In, Blood Out, one of the more recent albums, second to last. Really strong album in my opinion. Love this album cover. And one I go back to probably once a month, once every 2 months. Really good album, really good stuff. Next we got a kind of a greatest hits, the Rolling Stones, which is called Grr. It's a triple disc. Rolling Stones is a band I never really bought up any of their albums. I love classic rock, but I was always more into the Beatles, John Lennon, AC/DC, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin. I just never really bought up a lot of the Stones material. I'm not sure why, but I picked this up cheap on Boxing Day one time just to have a collection of their hits at least. And there's about 50 tracks on here, which is really killer. Next we got Nile, and it's called Ithapathic. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But pretty cool band on the extreme side. Never really got huge into them. This is kind of one of those bands I checked out on a whim because they're getting a lot of hype. And it just didn't really connect with me, so I don't really go back to this too often. I'll give it a spin like every once a year maybe just to revisit it. But just okay. We got a solo album from Newsted, or I guess not solo, like he kind of left Metallica, but I wasn't disappointed. This is pretty fun. It's pretty basic and straightforward stuff, but it's got some catchy songs on here. I dig it. I think it's pretty good. And the rest of these ones here on this tiny stack are from the same band, and my favorite death band of all time, Death. Rest in peace, Chuck. He was a genius. First one we got here is Sound of Perfect Perseverance, the last album. It's a double disc. I think most of the ones I have from Death were from the same reissues. The ones with the slip covers, really nice packaging. And love Death. I can listen to them every day and never get sick of it. I did a ranking of their albums already, so definitely check that out as well. Next we got Leprosy. I think this is my second favorite album from them, if I'm not mistaken. But arguably one of my favorite album covers of all time. I just love that album cover. I love the colors, the imaging, and just everything is perfect. Killer album cover. And we got Individual Thought Patterns. This is one of the only ones I don't have with the slipcase. but it's a really strong album. They don't really have a weak album. Arguably the best discography in all of death metal. We've got Human, one of their middle period albums, really good stuff. And the last one here is Spiritual Healing. Same thing, kind of that slipcase, and the slipcase has the raised imaging and stuff. Really good album. I definitely have Symbolic, and the other one Scream Bloody Gore too, but they must be down there somewhere. Didn't see them there, but these ones were together. The other ones I must have pulled for something else, and I forgot to put them back in the same spot. Next little stack here. Looks like these are some of the ones I've done on my kind of collection updates. These are kind of some CDs I bought kind of more recently, the last year or so. So we got Seizure, great thrash band. I bought up both of their albums. They only have two. This one's called Forbidden Tales. Is the most recent album. Listened to it quite a bit because it's more new to my collection. And this one's called Born in the Dark. And it also has their EP called Grandmaster Wizard. So they're both the EP and the debut are both on this together, which is pretty cool. And I've got Cruel Force. Kind of a black and speed metal band, really good stuff, super aggressive, dark sounding, great riffing. Yeah, really good release. Love this album. Next is a great debut album from Bloodstar. I think they're from Utah. Just some really good old school traditional metal, fun to listen to, great female vocals. Love everything about this album. Definitely looking forward to more material from these guys. This album is on pretty high rotation for me right now, probably once every couple weeks I listen to this. Really good stuff. Next is a fucking killer album, Asphyx with Necroceros. It was my album of the year in 2021. Killer album, death doom album. Good blend of some songs that are straight up death metal, some songs that are straight up doom metal, and then some thrashy songs in there. Yeah, surprisingly, a couple songs with like a lot of melody. Just a really, really good album. Again, it was my album of the year in 2021. Next one here we have Tabahi, Thrash for Justice. Newer band, just recently signed to CDN Records. Love this album. It was in my top 10 of last year. It was 2023 this it came out. I think it was number 10, but still. Just some balls out thrash. Great thrash coming out of Asia lately. They're from Pakistan, I believe, or India. Pakistan. But really killer band. Check out the songs Run for Your Life and Survive or Die. Just some really killer stuff. Next we got one of my more favorite newer bands from the newer era, Amorphous, with their latest album Halo. This is on Digipack. Got this cheap on Amazon for like $13. Fucking love this band. Really good melodic kind of death metal, some folk elements mixed in there. Love all their albums. I don't have all of them, but there's definitely a few. I think a couple down there I still have, but they're kind of separated. Yep, great album though. Next we got the latest from Orbit Culture and called Descent. I think this is the only album from them I have, but really killer band. I just got into them like a couple years ago. Love their sound. The lead singer kind of reminds me of James Hetfield in parts. Kind of a thrashy band with some death metal elements mixed in. Really good stuff. Next we got the legend himself, Jimi Hendrix. The Electric Ladyland double disc. Finally got some Jimi in my collection. Cool stuff here. Killer artwork. Has a like, really cool 60s vibe. Can't go wrong with Jimi. Master guitar player. Next we got Ozzy with Ozzy Osbourne with The Ultimate Sin. I think it's the 4th studio album. Pretty solid album. Not the best in Ozzy's catalog, but it's got really solid tracks on here. Still really good and a must-have. Next we got the debut album from Bad Company. Iconic album cover, pretty basic, but everyone knows this album. Just some really good rockin' tunes on here. It's a straight up hard rock band from the 70s, but really good album. I was really happy to finally have it in my collection. Still listen to this all the time. Next we got more of a local band for me. I think they're from like the Waterloo, Kitchener area, Invicta, and called Triumph and Torment. Really killer band from Ontario, Canada. And if you're not familiar with these guys, definitely check them out. They deserve to get blown up a lot bigger than they are, and really good stuff. And the last quick stack here for this video, I've got Ghost with Infestisum. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. One of the Ghost albums. This is one that went more poppy, and had some good songs in here, though. Year Zero was a heavy song, but some good stuff on here still. Not as good as the debut, but I still dig it. It's fun to listen to. Next we got, looks like the next four are from the same band. Graveyard. I bought one of their albums on Nuclear Blast as a blind buy on Black Friday one year. Really loved their sound, and then the following Black Friday, they had a good deal on most of their catalog that they had, so I kind of bought up what I could. Kind of a bluesy, hard rock, bordering on metal band. Really good guitar playing, great lead vocals. Just kind of a vibe and just a cool essence to them. And this is Innocence of Decadence. Another one of their albums. Pretty cool artwork on this one. Just a digipack on this one as well. But pretty cool stuff. And then we got another Graveyard album. Hiss Engine Blues it's called. Some dust from sitting down there. But a really fun band. If you're not familiar with these guys, definitely check them out if you like bluesy, kind of hard rock, metal stuff. Really good stuff. And the other one here called Peace. This is kind of one of the more recent albums. They do have a new album out that I haven't picked up yet. But I definitely want to pick it up. I have the whole discography. And I should probably tackle a ranking of the albums for these guys soon. Really good band. They definitely deserve a lot of recognition. Next we got Black Phantom called 0 Hour Is Now. I kind of bought this as a blind buy through CDN Records. I love the album cover, and it's just a really good traditional metal band. They have a new album that came out this year. I haven't picked it up yet, but really fun traditional metal band if you like that sound. Definitely check it out. Next one's kind of in the same realm, called Hounds. Just another good traditional heavy metal band at Punishment 18 Records. Again, if you want just something fun to listen to, nothing, not reinventing the wheel or anything, but a really fun band. And then we got Lousy Riders called Orphans. Just kind of another traditional metal band with some doomy elements mixed in. Pretty decent album. Not one I go back to too often, but I checked it out. It was I literally got it for like $5 or $6, and it was not bad. It was pretty good. And next we got Flesh. Really cool album artwork on this one. This was kind of a blind buy. Just to show you guys how important album covers are. Like maybe a lot of guys don't do it as much as I do, but most of the time I still go on YouTube and check out a couple songs to see how it sounds if I dig an album cover. But I'm still known to buy albums just based on the cover still if I really dig it. And this one was pretty cool. Great traditional metal band. Really good stuff. If you're not familiar with them, check it out. And next we got Diamond Head, Diamond Knights. Can't go wrong with good old Diamond Head. I definitely did pick up more of their stuff too. Just a really good old school, new wave of British heavy metal band. Love their sound. Classic tracks, really good stuff. Next we got the band Dope called No Regrets. I took a few songs on this one years ago. Addiction was a good one. The title track No Regrets and No My Funeral. I remember being cool, but I kind of lost interest in this band pretty quickly. The sound didn't really stick with me very long. I listen to this maybe once or twice a year, just to listen to something different. Next we got Dream Theater, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. Really strong progressive metal band. Dream Theater is pretty solid. They only have the one album that's kind of not that great in my opinion, The Astonishing. But this is a really solid album. Great musicianship with these guys through the roof and great vocals. Next we got just some alternative rock. 3 albums here from Foo Fighters. These I explained in my first video. Some older albums I had don't have the things because I threw them out at one point. But this is Foo Fighters, The Color and the Shape. And we got Foo Fighters, What was this one called? Doesn't really say on there. I think this is their debut album. I can't remember what it's called though. And then Wasting Light. But I dig some of their songs. This one had Rope, Bridge Burning, These Days. It's just some good, heavy guitar-driven rock and roll. Nothing too crazy, but I dig it from time to time. I throw it on. And next we got another Ghost album here. Popstar. This is one of their EPs. It's got Square Hammer, which is a fucking killer song. And their version of Bible's really awesome, and Missionary Man. Just some really cool covers on this one. And again, Ghost is a really fun band. I prefer their old debut by far, but the new stuff's pretty cool. I dig it. It's fun. And then next we got kind of a best of Godsmack here, 10 years of Godsmack. I just picked this up to have some of their hits if I ever wanted to take it with me on a trip or something. If I had the craving to listen to one of their songs. Pretty good stuff. Godsmack's pretty good live too. I saw them open for Metallica one time. Pretty good stuff. And the last one here, killer band, black and speed metal band, Wraith with Absolute Power. This is their second album, I believe. And they have a new album coming out pretty soon, actually, thanks to Mark over at Metal Never Dies. He brought that to my attention, that they have a new album coming out this year, so I'm super pumped for that. I'll definitely be reviewing it. So that's it for this video, guys. Stay tuned for part 6. That'll be coming up probably in a few days after this one. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep it metal.